Welcome to the studios at 1B. It's an unusual place for you to be, I know. How do you feel coming back in, out with the whole corona thing going on at the moment?
Glad to be back, eh? Glad to be back in 1B, you know, from the isolation, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's isolation feeling for you?
One way it's good, resting. Other way, looking after the family, you know. Looking after ourselves, you know. And me and the wife, you know. And, you know, yeah.
How's it feel not to be playing music at the moment?
Well, pretty strange, you know. Pretty, you know, pretty sad, you know. Why I say that is we just got ready to go and we just did this beautiful album, which you'll mention soon, and we were ready to launch it, and you know, and then you know, things happen, you know. Yeah.
So tell us about how it felt obviously you had your launch, and your launch was booked in for Thornbury Theatre.
Yeah. Yeah.
For Red Desert Man album launch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I guess give us a bit of an insight into how you're feeling about the fact that we had to cancel that.
You know, pretty sad, I suppose, you know, because we were really geared up and we had, you know, a great lineup for that night, and you know, between our production, you know, the Dave Arden band, and then we had, you know, incredible lineup between, you know, Coogee Edwards and the Young Warriors, eh? You know, and BB
Sabina, yeah.
Sabina.
BB Sabina, yep.
BB Sabina.
Yeah, Coogee, Young Warriors, yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing, I guess.
Yeah.
And
a beautiful venue, you know, it's kind of home ground for me, so it would have been beautiful, and beautiful home ground for the community, as well as, you know, everyone else to come along, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
And now, so talk about the album. Let's have a chat about the album for a minute. So obviously you just brought out a new album, or we've just released a new album under Headstone Records as well, of course. So it's close to my heart because I've worked with you for the last 2 to 3 years really on this album. And obviously I produced it with you. So but I mean, talk to me a bit about that album and what that album means to you. You know?
Well, what it means, you know, it means the next step for Dave Arden, you know. You know, at 52 years of age, it means the next step towards, you know, taking, you know, my music, you know, and my writing, you know, to another place, you know, taking it to a place where, you know, everything that I grew up with, you know, all the sounds, all the bands, all the music, you know, over time that I listened to influenced me within this album, you know, and was really great that, you know, having that same notion as, you know, working with you, Dave, you know, is having, you know, that same notion that you grew up with the same kind of things, you know, the bands and the, you know, the albums that you listened to in your lifetime, you know.
So do you feel like this album's a bit of a culmination of everything you've sort of worked on for, you know, all the years? I mean, obviously you're with Archie for many years, and you know, since that time since you've left Archie and you went out on your own a little bit, do you feel this album's a bit of a culmination of all that, you know, over those years to bring that all together kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, well, you know, 36 years, you know, come up with 37 years, you know. But back at the start, you know, my first band, you know, was you know, a youth band, you know, Koori Youth, and we were doing that kind of stuff, you know, we grew up listening to all that stuff, and we end up playing that stuff, reggae, rock, punk band, So I was doing that kind of stuff, and then, before then I was listening to, I grew up as a young kid listening to country westerns, to jazz, to, and then I went over to country because my parents, and elders will listen to it, so you got submerged into it, and then it's the writing, it's the writing within country, it's the storytelling, and then from there, and then at my adolescence, from 12, 13, 14, I started listen to heavy metal bands, because I had a dear old friend, so I got into that, and we probably smoked a bit too much marijuana, and then at a young age, and
don't do that anymore, though.
Don't do that no more, so him and I just sat there listening to, Iron Maiden, Led Zeppelin,
Queen,
Pink Floyd, Queen, listen to Ozzy, and then and to Kiss, and then from there, and then I went to a school, and then I met this teacher, and he brought a beautiful album to me, and it was the start of the finding my identity. It was called No Fixed Address, From My Eyes, and it was reggae rock, So I got into that. Then I started getting into Bob Marley, and from there I just we got the band together called Koori Youth, and and we sort of were the first Melbourne, Fitzroy, Collingwood, reggae punk rock band,
Yeah, there's definitely some, through the album, there's a whole bunch of, I think I'm really hearing a whole bunch of genres and styles come through that.
Yeah.
There is a bit of reggae in there, there's a bit of folk, a bit of rock, a bit of blues, a bit of soul, even a bit of funk, like some stuff like, Spirit and things like that. So, I mean, to me it feels like an album that's kind of bring all that together for you, yeah? Feel that way?
Yeah, and having the freedom too, with having the freedom, for Headstone Records is, not to be pigeon-holed, if that's the word,
Pigeon-holed,
Yeah, towards one genre. Some albums they go, and producers they go, we have to stick to one genre, and I love a lot of the past bands and the future bands that don't stick to one genre, that they just do what they
feel,
come natural and what they feel. That's why I love the process of how we approached it, and then having them beautiful artists. That can take that journey with us.
So talk to me about the opening track of the album is Gugutha, Gugutha Gunditjmara Clan. It's had a few different lives, that song, over the journey, I guess I'd like to really just dive a little bit into that track, because that was the single off the album which we had the video clip for and all that. So talk to me about what that song means to you.
It's identity. It's about it's about embracing who I am, Davey. Embracing from I knew a lot about my father's side, which is the Gunditjmara from Western District of Victoria. But I didn't know my mother's side, And then I started, met my mother at 30 years of age, and then for the first time in my life, she was part of the stolen generation, and I didn't think she was alive, and then my brother met her, and he gave me a call, and I went over to meet her, and then I started finding out the Gugutha side, which is Seduna, which is the Gunabara mission, in South Australia, the west coast of South Australia, and it's so, I sat down there one time and I started, wrote a song about my identity, who I am, and because you always got this thing where people come up and asking who you are, and then when you say it's your First Nation people, then there's you know, what is it? You know, they want to know how. You know, how are you Aboriginal? You know, you don't look, because we didn't look like the mob from up top end.
Yeah.
You know, and then we had to explain to them why. You know, and I got sick of want to explain and educate people. So I wrote this song. You know, Gugutha Gundij Mara, to tell them who I am. You know.
Yep. Because I mean, I really like the idea that, you know, when you're with Archie, you obviously wrote, or you're a part of, you know, they took the children away, and all that period.
Katali, yeah.
Which was clearly a time in history.
On the journey of it, that's right.
Yeah, which is sort of highlighting, for me, I mean, I think that had a major impact on how, you know, all of Australia, not just Indigenous people, but, you know, white Australia as well, suddenly kind of understood, because it was from the children's perspective.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, that was the children.
Yeah, that's a good perspective.
Yeah, I think, to me, like, Archie and yourself, and you know, actually made a major statement at that point, and helped people understand a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because it was from the children's perspective, and I think what I really dig about, you know, Gugutha is that it's a song that it's still a stolen generation conversation. But it's actually more about how that affects yourself, like you in adult life, as opposed to as a child. Does that feel right to you? Like that's a...
Yeah.
Does it help you explain, like, how, you know, the stolen generation has affected you personally, or?
Yeah, well, that's what it tells that story. That's right, Dave. You know, it tells that story. And, you know, me as a 52-year-old, you know, as we had conversation about it, it tells that story, the perspective from a 52-year-old, you know, where we're at now and where we're going into the future, you know, and to give enlightenment, you know, towards the understanding, you know, that this is where we are now. It's not over. It's, you know, there's still a whole lot of healing that's got to happen, and there's, within that sense, you know, that tortured victims that, you know, have all this healing and cancelling, and that we still don't. And this song is, you know, all of my songs are healing. You know, all songs that people write are healing. You know, that heal people. You know, no matter what song it is in the world. You know, for Aboriginal people, First Nation people, that's what it. You know, it's like it's a healing for us. You know, so we don't have to go to a counsellor. You know, and pay a counsellor to, you know, tell us what we need to fix up. We're writing in that song what we need to fix up. You know, and then singing it and telling the story to people, you know, of what we're doing.
Essentially reconnecting or rediscovering your identity.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
That you felt, I guess, you'd lost.
Well, I never knew.
Yeah.
That's right, David. That I never knew in Collingwood Fitzroy, you know, growing up as a kid. You know, growing up as a Collingwood lout.
Yeah.
You know?
You didn't have a connection to your culture, did you? Back then, yeah?
No, because then things with the policy and the stolen generation took that away from us. You know? So we had to reclaim it. We have to reconnect to it, which is hard. It's easy for me to do, but that's my journey. See, for Uncle Archie or Coogee Edwards, because that's their journey and they're doing it. So then, you know, it's hard for other people to find their own thing to connect. You know, and Gugutha is that. Gugutha Gundij Mara clan is that.
Yep.
You know?
I guess moving on from Gugutha as well. I mean, Red Desert Man, the actual the main song, your title song of the album. Is, you know, we've done an interview about that before, you and I. But, you know, in the context of the album as a whole, is that in line with that as well, do you think?
It's all, they all in lines, they're all just different stories, different life living moments.
Yeah.
You know, that I had, I've learnt over time and learnt from beautiful writers like Uncle Archie and Auntie Ruby, you know, how to pen it, you know, and Uncle Bart Willoughby and from No Fix, you know, Uncle Bunalori from Coloured Stones, you know, how to pen that now to tell the story of my movements within my lifetime, you know, which in turn the same is like a healing thing, you know. So when I come to this moment and it stops me, I hit a brick wall, it helps me go around that wall. You know?
How do you feel when you listen to the finished album now?
No, beautiful. Beautiful. Well,
By the way, I should show everyone the new album, Dave Arden.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. What's really great about it is it's been the first album I did acoustically. It was a legendary singer-songwriter, one of our finest, Shane Al from Goanna, and we did, some of the songs that we re-recorded that are on that album, but I never had the budget or a chance to do it the bandly, where I envisioned it too, Davey,
Yeah, sure.
Of what we can do,
So you feel
achieved in 1B.
I was going to say, so you feel like, those songs are a good reflection now of what your vision always was for those songs?
Yeah. It's a great reflection of the place where I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
Having having 1B, having the production, having the studio, having the team, ready, available to do it, when I did Golgotha, Gundij Mara Clan, the album, which was my first album, that was introducing me, because I spent a good 30 years looking after and doing other things with other people and never taken time to concentrate or having the people like yourself, Davey, a producer, and management team to take me to this place, and a great team.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm proud. I'm proud of that album.
Yeah. And there's beautiful songs on it,
Yeah.
Some there's a few songs from other songwriters that I admire.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bridges, which is Tonchi McIntosh.
Yep.
And Andy
Baby,
Elvis.
Baby as well.
Yeah, which is Joe Hayes.
Joe Hayes,
Gunai Kurnai Elder, songman.
Mm-hmm.
Gundij Mara Man, which I just mentioned before.
Have you talked to any of that?
Andy Elvis.
You also had one of the Kutcher's song as
Yeah,
well.
Kutcher Edwards song.
Coming Home to You.
Coming Home to You, which I've loved, beautiful stories, That's and they're a reflection of what, I felt myself in them songs, which we tend to do sometimes, When we listen to a song, we see ourselves in them.
It affects you. And
it affects
and you wanted
us.
to do your own version
Exactly.
of it.
Yeah, that's right, and it touched me that much, I really want to do what you just said, But then, I got a lot of songs that I've penned myself,
Yep.
Yeah.
So, we've also, we'll do a little bit of a plug for you because, obviously So we've got the album, obviously, which...
New album, yep.
And I guess in these days as well, it's really tough because, before I hold that up again, I'll ask you about this. I mean, it's hard, I guess, as musicians right now, just as everyone in our industry, because, we kind of can't do what we do best, which is playing shows and, selling our things.
Yeah.
It's obviously pretty much your living to be a musician.
That's right, to pay the bills.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I guess I'm assuming that it's, obviously I know as well, but for the people out there, I'm assuming that it's been pretty tough on you and, not being able to get out there and play and sell your product to be able to recoup, because obviously we spent a lot of money on that album, and
that's right.
And now
and to share these things with the people, that are really waiting for them, that are really, it spent that 36 years with me, followed my journey to the place I am now, and always asking, where's the product? Where's your album? Where's your, where's your product?
And now we've got it, and you can't get out there and
yeah. Well, we can't get out, do live shows so we can get at it directly, but here's a chance to do it this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
If people want,
and that's what this show's about. I guess it's about helping you. So through this period, and we'll have other artists obviously coming through doing what we're doing now. Give them a chance to showcase and connect with your audiences and be able to obviously say, hey, we've got stuff out there. I mean, you got the album, You got the. I love this T-shirt by the way.
New
That's
T-shirt,
the
beautiful.
good with Gundijmara.
You know, and
Plan.
and great the artwork by Dottie Lovett, my sister cousin. Yeah, you know, and you took it further, Dave. You know.
Yeah, we got it on a T-shirt at last, though.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. But that's it. You know, as you're saying, here's a chance that my audience that follow me, you know, through Corey Youth, through Archie and Uncle Archie and Auntie Ruby. Here's a chance for audience and new audience to
connect with that.
Connect and buy, there's product there for them to buy now, you know. Here's a chance for audience now who followed me through Uncle Archie and Auntie Ruby, for Kudja, through, Corey Youth Band.
Black Armband.
Black Armband, that's it, Black Armband, who can buy the Dave Arden product now, that I didn't have back then,
Yeah, well, it's an amazing piece of work, and obviously I'm going to say that because I produced it, but I might be, somewhat biased, but I put it this way from my perspective. I spent 3 years working on this album with you, and I'm still not sick of it. I still love putting it on. So I think it's a beautiful piece of work, and I think people really should, get onto it. Because,
same, Davey. I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm proud of it because to get to where after doing all that journey to where it is, and I've got something to show for it. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, no, beautiful, Dave.
Thanks heaps for your time.
Yeah.
Great show tonight as well. I think
it
was a great representation of your stuff, even if it's in a stripped down space right now. It's not the full band, but when we're able to, we'll get the full band with the horns, everything we're going to do at your launch. We'll get you in here and do that once.
No, that sounds great.
Once the restrictions come off and we can do it safely and not have to have the distancing and all that sort of stuff.
It was great to have Joshua King.
Yeah, it was great to have Joshy in today. At least we've still got all those beautiful guitar lines that are all on the album.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah. That he created. Yeah, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful guitar. Beautiful soul. Yeah.
Fantastic, mate. Yeah. Well, keep at it. We'll,
stay tuned to Headstone's live, eh? Yeah.
Love your work, man.
Yeah, you too. Love your work, bro.
Thanks, David.
Hey.
I'll give you a hug, but I can't do that right now.
Oh, no.
I'll just blow you a kiss.
Yeah, I know. It's hard for me. I'm a freaking hugger.
Same. Thanks, man. Good work.